Hi everyone, this is actually Paul O'Keefe speaking here. I know it says it's Mark Lyford talking, but Mark can't make it tonight. Tonight I've got Alex Copeland on here helping me. Can you just let me know that you can hear me okay?
Hello.
Yep, from Juan. And if Alex just say hello and make sure everyone can hear you.
Yeah, hello everyone. Can you tell me if you can hear me as well, just in case I need to chip in? Thank you very much.
Okay guys, so to begin with, I'm quite happy to start answering questions from the start if anyone's got any questions they want to ask me, or otherwise I could just quickly go through the recent case study, but the case study's in the back end anyway, but I'm quite happy to go through it if people want me to, or if anyone's got a question or they want to just pick my brain about anything that I've done in the past 5 years, then feel free to fire a few questions in here. Alex is going to help me fend the questions off and probably deal them to me a bit slower, so I'll just go through them one by one really. So if anyone has a question and they want to fire it into us, that'd be great. If not, I'll start going through some of the case study stuff. There is one in there from Ellie. He says, will this be recorded? Yes, it will be recorded and it will be available from tomorrow, hopefully. One from Tony Chamberlain here. It says, will the mobile responsive design will be improved any? Currently images seem to break the design on the iPhone. That's not something I've actually seen myself, Tony. If you would like to take a screenshot or do anything you can and fire a support ticket in showing us what the actual issue is we can always add it into the queue of things we're looking at, and if it's something we can fix quickly we will do. If it's something that might take a bit more time, then it might jump down the queue a little bit, but we'd like to hopefully get things fixed like that if we can. Okay, there's no questions coming in at the moment, so what I'll just do, I'll just quickly go through the examples that I did leading up to the launch of Leadin, and these were the stats that I'd done previously up until over the past 5 years really. You can see I drove 8.6 million page views. This was all from free traffic, remember. I had 3.3 million emails collected. From that, once we cleaned up the list, we ended up with almost 500,000 leads. I had over 80,000 AdSense clicks and over $49,000 in AdSense earnings. And this was from using the little snippet that pops down at the bottom of Leadin, or doing something very similar before we were using the Leadin software. So here you can see from the back end on the PHP admin, you can see the 3.3 million email rows that were entered into our email tables. And then when we cleaned it all up and put it into our autoresponders, we had 497,958 leads that we then used. So the recent case studies I did was the week leading up, just to give you a quick grasp of someone, if you were a newbie, you came along and you'd not been doing this for a while, and just say this was for anybody to do really. And you can see here what I did an AdSense case study to show anyone who has an AdSense account, you could just put your snippet into Leadin, and you could actually monetize the moment you collect the leads. So in Leadin, I added my HTML snippet from AdSense. I set the number of entries required. Sorry, I'll point out here, what you're actually seeing here is a pro version as well. So unfortunately, if you had bought just the standard version, you wouldn't see this snippet in there. So I'm sorry if I'm talking now to people who haven't got the pro version, but it explains to you one of the benefits of actually buying the pro version anyway. But this is what you will see when you come into the pro version. You've got 3 extra bits. You've got the retargeting, the HTML snippet, and there's also a little bit of email automation that we've built in there as well. So what I did is you just go into AdSense, take your snippet of a small ad, paste it in the HTML snippet part, and then I've set the actions to unlock to be 1. So that means that once you've collected the person's lead, their email information, this little snippet will then appear below the competition. So I'll show you in pictures now. So what you actually get there. This is when you visited our bank's competition to win some Bitcoin. And as you can see, there's no entries done yet. And you can see at the bottom, there's nothing showing up for any AdSense or anything of that like. So as soon as one entry was made, someone visited the Facebook, then you can see at the bottom, AdSense would then appear. 3 little links. And because it's contextual, what you will find that most of the time, you'll get things that are very relevant to the page that you're on, or any of the meta tags that are within that page or where you're at. So you can see from here, it said how to win lotto, win cash contests, or enter win prize. And it's at this moment in time when people are actually in the mode of entering a competition that they will quite happily click another link and go off and enter another competition. So you get about a 1% click-through rate with that. So if you're driving a lot of traffic to your competition and you stick some AdSense on there, you can actually monetize it quite well. So we look back after, it was about 7.5 days actually, this, from July the 8th to July the 14th. And you can see I created $49. Not a great deal of money, but for a newbie that's just starting with this, it just shows that you can monetize it. So it's around $7 a day. And this is showing you where the geolocations are coming from, because the Bitcoin competition was open worldwide. So you can see from here, we have people entering it from the US, the UK, Australia, Belgium, Canada, Germany, Sweden, South Africa, Singapore, and the UAE, and all over the world, to be quite honest with you. And within around a week, we had 149 leads that were collected. I mean, this competition is still running now, and it's up to 470, I think, at the moment today. But this was just a week leading up, just to show you what we had created from that. The second one was the affiliate offer, which is where I went to Commission Junction, and I took a snippet of a CPA offer and did a deep linking into my CJ account. So again, you can see here, you just enter the snippet that's taken from cj.com. Again, I set the number of entries to 1. We just ran a competition to win £25 gift voucher in the UK. And again, first time you turn up here, no entries to the competition. There's no snippet revealed at the bottom. As soon as one entry is revealed, you can now see it pops up with win a flight with Skyscanner's cricket counter. So what that was, it was a CPA offer. Took people to Skyscanner's account, and then from people then moving off that site and maybe booking a car, doing a car hire, looking at flights, you just get paid small amounts of money. But in time, it added up to £39.17 in the 7 days, which is about $61. And that competition alone brought in 180, as you can see, before the 15th of July, 180 entries. So where did the free traffic come from? What I've built up over the years, I've tried many different sites, many ways of driving traffic to different competitions, and there are a lot of websites all over the world that will allow you to post your competition for free. The one I used on this example for the UK one was the Prize Finder here, and as you can see here, from the 7th of July to the 14th of July in the analytics, you can see there was 799. There's 1,100 new visitors, 799 sessions. So it's around 100 visitors a day, basically. And if you look at the timing on the site as well, you can see that the average session was over a minute. So that is good to help your Google rankings as well. Here you go. The average session was 1 minute and 1 second on there. So that was just a simple example of what I did leading up to the release of Leadin. So have you got any questions there, Alex?
Yeah, I've got a couple that have popped up. I've sort of been answering stuff as I've been going along as well, if they've been fairly ordinary questions for people like that about the recording, stuff like that. So that's all good. We've got one here. Can't we see any live competitions being used at the moment, was one of the questions. Have we got anything we can...
Unfortunately, the only one we've got at the moment would be the Bitcoin one, because I've been going through some personal problems at the moment, so I've not been around for 2 weeks, to be quite honest with you. But what I've only been doing was test competitions. The only live ones I ran were the quick ones before. The Bitcoin one is still running. We could go look at that one, but it's not in my account, unfortunately. That's under Simon Dodd's account, so I can't look at the stats for it. But I can show you the competition is still running. Maybe for the next, hopefully, if I get everything sorted out in my life that's going on at the moment, and we'll do another one of these in 2 or 3 weeks, I'll set a competition live so we can do it on the fly, as you like. So you'll see me set it up live maybe on the next, well, I'll do it after this webinar. I need to find a competition that I can actually run, but once I'll do one, we'll set it up and we'll follow it over 2 or 3 weeks so you can see actually how it actually works.
just while you're getting that up and running as well, just being asked, are they able to upgrade later on? I assume you mean like the pro version with the extra snippets.
Any point in
they can
time.
do that quite easily.
There is actually a link within Leadin which allows you to upgrade at any time.
Okay, cool.
I've
got a couple more questions as well, but we'll do this one first, and then I'll come to those for everyone. So.
Yeah, no worries. I mean, I'm not. Oh, sorry, it's at 435 entries to this one at the moment now, and there's still 21 days left. So 435 leads, which is not too bad. As you can see, it's got the AdSense underneath there as well. Okay, have you got another question? I can't see the questions that are coming in at the moment. So, are you just working through them, Alex?
I'm fielding them. Don't worry. I'm making sure I don't miss any. Don't worry. Okay, right. Going from the top. Does the software do surveys?
It doesn't do surveys at the moment, but we are releasing another module We've got penciled in October to release another module, which won't just be doing surveys. It'll be taking surveys to another level. Hopefully, we're doing a lot of development work now, looking at different ways of taking the surveys down different paths to actually really target as to what your niches are or your leads are taking you to. So yeah, surveys will be coming on board as another module. Hopefully, we'll be releasing it around the middle to the end of October.
Okay, cool. This one I probably should have picked up straight away, actually. It says, can you zoom in a little? But I assume that was on the case study. So maybe if we go back to anything like that, you could just zoom in a bit for people looking at it on smaller screens.
Yeah, that's no problem. But
I'm assuming it's the stats and things.
Yeah. So if you just ask them which bit they want to zoom in on, and I can do it, no problem, I think. Is it just...
That was Anne. Anne, if you're still here and you wanted to... What bit was it you couldn't quite see?
Well, that's better anyway, I think. Sorry, I should have done that before. Sorry about that. I'll go through it slowly.
No, it's fine now anyway. It's cool. It's all good.
Okay, cool. Sorry about that.
Okay. Right, let's scroll back up because the questions are coming in now, so I'm just scrolling back up to find them. Carl has asked, when will the version where we can set up for clients come out?
Okay, right. Well, we're hoping to have this available, the agency version. We're hoping to have this available on the 20th. We've been beta testing it, and we just had one or two little tiny glitches in there that we need to iron out before we allow it to go out to the general public. So we're hoping another 10 days we should have everything fixed in that, so it should be ready to go. That way you can then, it's almost like a posh white label really, where you can then use it for all your clients, and also lots of little extras are built into there as well. So just keep an eye out for that. We will actually be sending out an email to all you guys who've bought it, and we're going to run a webinar just before we launch it. So maybe in about 10 days we'll run another webinar going through all the features of the agency version. So that'll be one to jump on. Definitely, if you want to have a look at the agency and see all the cool features that we built into that. That'll be another free webinar probably in about 10 days from now. What we're hoping to do between myself, Richard, Alex and Mark forever now, this is something that competitions are never going to go away, whether there's the biggest recession in the world or whatever, they're here to stay. So what we're hoping to do is, with all you guys that are buying our leading product, is just work together, and whatever you guys find something that works, we're going to hoping to build up a community. We're going to hopefully get together some nice Facebook groups, and just everybody work together. So anything, people can pick my brain as to what I've done over the years, no problem whatsoever. And I will also like to learn from other people what they're doing as well. And anyone has any enhancements they want to use with the software, we're going to be here full time now, guys. So if you have problems with this, don't feel like you're hassling us. If you have a problem, just raise a support ticket. We want this to be one of the best products out there for creating leads for people and for helping people in business, and also just for running competitions. So we've already teamed up with one big company in the UK, which is called Accolade. They've been doing competition since 1981, and they also run two websites called the Prize Finder and the Competition Hunter. And if you do use our software, and as long as you adhere to their terms and conditions, they will list your competition for free. So where you saw me getting those 100 leads a day coming from, that site will list your competition. I'll just quickly show you what they've done on their site now. We've worked quite closely with these guys. So they like the software, and they be very happy for people to use the software and then submit to their site. So if you come to their website here. I'll just log in. And you have this button here, sorry, I just click that where it's a green, where it says add a comp. And you have options here. You can actually come in and do a premium listing where you pay these guys. Now these guys have 250,000 subscribers. They get 3 million hits a month. This is just for the UK, sorry though. Although I think they are starting to branch out worldwide now, but it's mainly UK competitions, this site alone. But if you're paying for the premium ones, you get an advert on the front page, and they just do drive a lot more traffic. But you can just get these free listings, which is what I used to do. I just used to always trawl around the web and find all the sites that gave you a free listing, and they drive traffic to you. And the traffic these people are driving, it's always targeted. They're always people who want to enter a competition. They're looking to enter a competition, so they're not just random people who are landing on your site and disappearing after a few seconds. Like my stats showed you before, it was over 1 minute per person when they landed on your site. So you just come into this screen here on the prize finder, and this is as simple as it is, and it really takes 5 minutes. So once you've created a competition, if you come to this site, you put your name in, your email address, tell them what your prize is, put your website name on. If you don't have a website name, you could just use our lead-in. If you're running a competition just on our server, just put lead-in. They will know that you're running a competition on our software then. You choose your category, what you run. It's pretty much everything in there, but they've got a miscellaneous category at the bottom anyway. Whether it's a gift card, yes or no, very simple. You put the link as to where it would be. So like if you haven't got a website, you would put leadin.io and then the full address that you would get from within lead-in. Your closing date, the time, the recurrence, so that's if you can enter it every day, weekly, monthly, whatever. And then in here where it says enter your details, at the bottom you can see they've actually done enter via lead-in. So if you use our software and you come to this site and you put enter via lead-in, as long as you actually make their terms and conditions, they will list your competition for free. So it's quite cool. And they've also got another site as well which does the same, I think.
Just quickly, Paul, can you just check everyone can hear? Just checking everyone can hear, because I had a quick thing saying the audio had gone for someone.
Right. Can you hear me now?
Can everyone just let us know if you can hear us properly still?
Sorry, yeah. If you can't, just shout up. But
it's fine.
My thing's looking
like it's fine
at the moment. Yeah. Okay, cool.
Cheers. Thanks for that. Sorry about that. Cheers. Carry on.
No. So again on here, submit a competition. Enter your competition webpage, closing date. I'll probably just have to put one in now, so let's just get to the next page. So I think these guys have done the same, where they will actually give you the option to choose enter via lead. There you go, yeah. At the bottom, again, these guys let you do it. So if you're using our software, again, these lot will definitely publish your competition for you. So again, it's free traffic. You don't have to pay for this traffic at all. So it's quite cool. Just to let you guys know as well, there is others around the world. These are ones I've used personally. So you can see here I've got a list of sites in the countries. And these are ones I've personally used over the last few years. There's 90 sites there, all which give you free traffic. And in our pro version, if you want, we will actually submit your competition. We'll do 2 a month for you to these sites. If you don't have the time to do it, we've got some new will actually submit them for you.
Paul, people are asking if there's any way they can get hold of this file so they can look at it themselves.
Yeah, I'm sure I can pull something together for everyone. I mean, at the moment, what I did with it is I promised everyone in the pro version that they could use it to submit themselves. So I'll just speak to Richard. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, I don't mind sharing it with people, but I just need to find out what we actually agree with Richard and what we've done with the people in the pro version. But over time, they'll definitely all get it over time, whether I give them 10 a week or whatever. I mean, for me, I have no issues with that whatsoever. I mean, it's just what I've...
Do you have, on that same sort of run then, do you have a favourite in the United States that you can share, or if you've not really got a preference, they're all as good as each other? Or?
Well, yeah, there was ones that would drive. I mean, in the USA, you're looking at Sweeps Advantage. These are the biggest in the US. If you get your competition listed on their site in the US, you're going to get a lot of traffic. In the US, you also had online sweepstakes, they were very big. They were good at driving traffic to you. But again, it also depends on what type of comp you're running, obviously. If you stick a cash competition on one of these sites, you're going to get heaps and heaps of visitors. But for a smaller niche thing, sometimes it's the smaller sites that are more useful. It's just trial and error, to be quite honest with you. But people will find out. I will share this with everybody over the next few weeks. I just need to speak to Richard and find out what the agreement was as to how he was doing it with the people in the pro version.
Sure. Right, I've got a few more questions if I can pop them in before they get like loads and loads of it. I'm not. I think Terry is saying about whether Twitter is decent. Do you get decent traffic from it when they're sharing the stuff? When they're sharing the.
For me, my personal experience, the Twitter traffic was never as good as the organic traffic. A lot of people would just see something on Twitter and then have a quick look at it. But saying that, if you're getting a lot of people coming from Twitter, then the leads will come. So it just depends on the volume, really. But I would have said the quality was never as good from Twitter as what I got from them.
Okay, cool. I've got a couple of small. There's actually a question here that I'll skip back to in a sec because it's a bigger question. But one from Ellie is: do you put all the competitions up on the same website?
That's a good question. I didn't, because before we were using Leading, I was doing this for clients, and I was just doing it on, most of the time I would just run competitions for people on their own website. So that's the way I did it before. But if you wanted to create your own competition website, as long as, what I would say to people is the most important thing you need to do is, if you're going to do that and you want to start your own site and you're going to run competitions on it, make sure that you just tell everyone who the winners are. Because if you don't have a winners page, people won't trust your site. You won't get traffic coming back anymore. You need to put it in your terms and conditions that anyone who wins a prize, they must be willing to have their name at least go out in public and to be publicised, because there's no point running a competition if you can't prove that somebody won something. So that stops all the scammers out there. If you actually run a competition and you give something away, then you say, hey, you've won this, so we need you to just put your name or your picture or where you were from up there. And that's a massive thing. If you do that, some of the submission sites that I mentioned before, they actually ask now to see a winners page, which is a good thing. So if you are doing it on one site, if you've got that idea in your head, make sure you can, the first thing is that you can fulfill all the prizes you're going to offer, and the second one is I would definitely suggest putting a winners page up there.
Okay, cool. Right, just going up the list again. Can you show an example of a white label reward? I'm not 100% sure, which that was a while ago now. So
I'm sorry, I can't do that because I've not used the reward system very much. I'm basically the competitions guy. Richard would have been your man for that, but I'm afraid he's not around anymore. What I'd like to say to everyone is don't worry if we can't show something now on this webinar, because what we'll do, we'll make a note of all the questions that we couldn't answer, and then we're hoping to do these maybe every 2 or 3 weeks, and just keep going for as long as we can, and just keep a community going. So if you guys want to ask questions and we can't answer it, don't be disappointed by that. We will look at it and we will get the person who can answer the questions. Like last time, 2 weeks ago, I wasn't on the webinar. Richard did it himself and he couldn't answer some of the questions that I'm going to answer tonight, and it's vice versa. Sometimes, hopefully, there'll be ones where me and Richard can both get on and we should be able to nail most of the questions between everybody then. But unfortunately, I'm not a very good rewards guy, so I won't want to give some dodgy information away.
Okay, yeah, I'm making notes of anything we can't cover tonight anyway, so it'll definitely be passed
on.
All on
recording anyway, so.
Yep. Right. Let me go down here. I've actually got the biggest one. I've been asked a couple of times. It's just seeing whether you can show like an over-the-shoulder how to set one up. Is that something we can do on this, or is that a bigger?
I could do it. I'll do a test one. I'll delete it later if that's what they want to see. Yeah, I can do that. I could do that.
Yeah, there's a couple of people that have asked that.
Okay.
So.
Cool. Yeah, I'll just
want to do that, and I'll start putting the others together, and we can ask some more questions after you've done it. So.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I can do that. So I'm into the main dashboard here. I probably don't need to give a commentary on it, but I'll give a little mini commentary on it. If you click on the competitions tab, you'll see one that says create competitions. If it's the first time in, just go in there, create a competition. So we'll just call this test comp for webinar. Okay, now here is the start date. And if you set it to today or tomorrow, see it's in red there, it won't appear straight away. I'll show you where this one will go to. So let's just make it for a week and pretend it starts tomorrow. So here we go. This is important that you set your time zone correctly to where you are actually at in the world. This is quite important, really, because if you don't get it right, then it'll throw out all the timings that you've got within your competition. So for me personally, I'm actually at this moment in time in Bangkok. So I need to be +6, I think, or +7. Here we go. Okay, so the next bit, I won't bother filling in the next bit. I mean, this is a template that I drew together through previous sites that I had in previous competitions. So I've left blanks in here to help people, but this is no way like any total laws and terms and conditions. This was just something that worked for me on some of the competitions that I ran. So you need to tweak this to what you need. I just did that to help people in there, but depending on where you are in the world, this will be totally different. So that was just there to help people. So I'll just leave it as it is for now. One other thing that I think is very important that I always make sure you do is make responsive. Anyone on an iPad or whatever device needs to be able to view it. So the next bit is to log in with Facebook, Twitter, and email. So they're the options that you're giving people to when they want to log in. I'll leave all 3 of those in there for now. Email service, this is for my autoresponder. I've got get response set up at the moment. And I'm not going to put any API settings in there. So that's for list segmentation that you want to do. So if you have a list ID, you can actually segment your lists. If you're running 2 or 3 competitions using the same autoresponder, you can have them going into different lists. This bit is just to get a bit more social contact. Really. I mean, it doesn't do anything for the competition, but if you have another Facebook page, you want people to like it, you can actually just stick it into here. I won't actually put anything in there. This little bit is changing now because they did this wrong way round for me. It was a mistake, really. This should have been, rather than to restrict the countries, this should tell you which countries it is allowed in. Because now if I only wanted to run this in USA, you need to go through all these and restrict them, but this should be fixed within the next 3 days, hopefully. If you're running one worldwide, it's not a problem, but this needs swapping around, so we have actually got a little bit of fixing to do on that. Again, you can show it in different languages. We've got French, German, Spanish at the moment. We've had a few requests for other languages, but we'll work on those at a later date. We've got a few things that are more important, and we've only got 4 developers, so we have to sort of limit the time they can spend on each thing, but hopefully we will get around to everything. The more demand something has, the further up the pecking order it will go. So we're getting a lot of requests for different things, so things are going up the pecking order depending on how many people are requesting it at the moment. Here's an age requirements one if you need it for whatever area you're in. So if you save that bit, and as you can see, I'm in the Pro version. So in the Pro version, you get a lot more options of ways that people can enter. I think the first 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 are available in the standard, and then the next 7 are what come in the Pro version. So just for speed's sake here, I'll just do 1 or 2 of these. Check out this. Yeah, give that 1 point. And again, I'll just put in here. Save that. Okay, this is the name for the widget, so it's just test comp. The number of winners. This is the system automatically chooses a winner for you, unless you want to override that. You can override it and manually pick a winner if you wanted to do that, but we always leave it to be automated. I just have 1 winner for this. Test comp. Here we have the option to use the custom builder, or you can select a layout from in here. which is YouTube, whatever. I'll just quickly do one in the builder so you can see this one working. So just have a header and stick a counter in there, a bit of text. In fact, what I'll do, sorry, I'll put an image in here. It's probably as easiest to do that. Make it look better for you. So one image into the block, and images in here. These are ones I've uploaded earlier. So just stick a voucher one in. And people have mentioned before in support that they wonder why the counter sits at 0. That's because it's just there as a placeholder. It will automatically be set to whatever you set the dates in the competition when you set it up. So we'll save that. Okay. What I'll do now, sorry. So the competition I've just created has gone into this tab, the inactive competitions, because when we set it up, well, that's what I've just done, I think. You see, I had the start date as tomorrow, so if I set it as yesterday, hopefully now it will appear in our competitions that are running. So if we get the URL, that's the easiest way to look at it. So there you go, that was our quick competition we just set up. We can sign in with my Facebook account. And those are
Paul, just to nip in real quick, I've got a few questions sort of to do with the whole process, so shall I put them in now for you, or nearly at the end of it?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Right, if I go back to the top, because that's only fair since people have been waiting. Hang on a sec. I've got a few questions I'll come back to then. Sorry, got loads of them popped in, so I'm just going through them. A couple of things. Can these competitions be run from a Facebook fan page without a website?
Yes, they can. I'll show you that, how that's
Can they still be? Sorry, can they still be submitted to the Big Sweeps website if they are?
Yes, they can. Yeah, I can't vouch for every single one of all 90, but I know that some of them, at least, well, I'd say at least 50–60% of them that I know of definitely do allow that. Yeah, there is an option.
Okay, brilliant.
Fan page as well.
Neil has asked, is there any reason why there's no share on Facebook option? I assume that's when you were choosing how to enter.
Right, this was a strange one because it was to do with the APIs that we had with Facebook, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, there is a way around it that I discovered the other day, actually. I think if you refer a friend on Facebook, here, just let me try this. I might be wrong here. This is something live testing that I'm doing now. As you can see, it's saying you can share it on your own timeline. So I think, personally, this is a way of sharing on Facebook, but I've never done it because I haven't got a competition to share, and I don't want to share a test competition on there at the moment because it might confuse a lot of people. But I honestly believe with what's coming up here, I just discovered this the other day, and the devs must have been working on the code behind this, because now it allows you to share it in a group, on a page you manage, or on a friend's timeline or your own timeline, or even in a message to somebody. So by the look of it, the devs have been working, and they have actually got this working now, but it wasn't working a couple of weeks ago. Personally, I just tested it. If you set a competition up, if you stick refer a friend as one of the options, you should then get the option to share via Facebook underneath it.
Okay, cool. Right, hang on. Let me find some more that are related to the setup. Are there any security or fraud prevention built in for the competitions? Been asked.
As in, when you say secure or
I
fraud?
assume it's so it can't be spammed 1,000 times by someone, I suppose, or that sort of thing.
Yeah, if you'd like to elaborate a little bit on that. I mean, does he mean that have we built anything in that stops somebody creating a competition? That's,
I'm not sure that is literally the whole question. So if you want to just elaborate on that, I'll come back to it in a second.
Yeah, okay.
What else we've got? Can you show how to connect the Facebook to a competition, please?
I can. Yes, I will do that. I'm going to have to delete it pretty quickly afterwards, though, because it's going to be a test comp, and I don't really want one on live Facebook. But I'll do it. But I'll have to delete it pretty quickly afterwards. So if you've got a competition like this test comp here, you see this button here which says Facebook. It literally is this simple. You just press the button. We've hooked up with the APIs in Facebook. We've used our secure server to do that. So now all you do, it will come up. It asks you to connect to Facebook in the tab. So you connect. So I'm connecting to my Facebook account here. And then what it will do, if you're the admin of any pages on Facebook, any page that you're an admin of will drop down here. So you can see I'm an admin of the Worldwide Competitions, Digital Money Times, and Asia Pacific Pensions. But if I go to Worldwide Competitions, it then says, what do you want to name your tab? I'll just put Test Competition. And you literally just click Install. And that is how simple it is. What will happen now is, that has gone off and installed that onto Facebook. So if I go into Facebook, I have to search for worldwide competitions. And when you come into any of your fan pages that you have or any that you have admin over, you just need to come and look in the More tab here. And now you can see there's a test competition. So if I click on that, hopefully this will be the one I've just set up. There you go. There's the test comp sat in Facebook now. So it's very simple to do. You just need to literally click on the tab that is in the admin area. So as soon as you've created it, you've got three options here. You've got one which is get code. This one is just a bit of JavaScript. You just copy this code. You can paste it into WordPress, any HTML site, any way you want, and it will embed it into any standard website. You've got URL, which is a direct link to the competition on our server. So you can see it's held on leading.io, but it will look exactly the same, but it'll just be on our server. And then the third option is the Facebook option. You just literally click the link and it will take you to the API login. And then any admin page that you have will drop down and you'll be able to put it onto any of those sites. Okay. What was the quick question? There was a question, question before.
Where do we find out? Yeah, there's a few more questions.
Yeah, go on, cool.
Where do we find out the requirements that we need for each country to be compliant, i.e. the right terms of service?
Unfortunately, you just have to look at where you're running the competition. I can't tell you what the laws are in Quebec or what they are. Most of the competitions I run in the UK. When I did run them abroad, I had people living in those countries, and I had VAs that were working in countries for me, so they did all that side of it. You just basically have to make sure that whatever jurisdiction you're running it in, you adhere to those local laws, basically.
Okay, cool. And elaborating on that one about the fraud and stuff, it was kind of what I said. It's like, how do we prevent people from entering many times or using fake emails,
okay, yeah, cool. I understand that. What we've done, or what they're doing at the moment, all the other competition software that's similar to this, there was no way of actually doing that. So you could get someone who would pretending to were, for example, here, if they're going to tweet a message, you could click this and do tweet, and because this pops up, before you actually do it, you'll see that the tick would appear here. Sorry about that. Before, what would happen if you went and used one of the other competition softwares, this little snippet of code that's linked into the API with Twitter, this would actually tick would already change. We've actually changed ours now, that won't actually work now until somebody has actually logged in and actually sent the tweet. We've done that with Twitter, and we're going to start building it into all the other options as well. So, but it will take a little bit of time. The developers have got a lot of work to do to that. But we are the first competition software that's actually going to do that. If you go and check out the other ones, you'll see that they don't do it. I think Gleam have actually pulled it on board for them, their Twitter as well at the moment. But I know that the others haven't caught up yet.
Okay, cool. How do you pick what to have as a prize?
Okay, personally, when I've done it, it's depending on who I was doing the competitions for. I mean, if it was a local friend of mine had a beauty salon, and I just said to them, well, what have you got to give away? And then maybe the spa day or whatever. So it's up to you. Are you trying to do it for a certain niche? If you're doing it for a certain niche, I would pick something that was relevant to that niche, obviously. But you don't need to be spending a lot of money. If you run a competition for three or 4 months and people can enter it every day with some viral actions, you'll soon find yourself getting a lot of leads as time goes on. If you run a competition just for a week, you need to have a massive prize to get any traction, really. So you need to be offering big cash prizes and things such as that. But if you're going to run something for a longer period of time, I found that you can just run small little niche competitions, no problem at all, by offering smaller prizes. Like even I think such as a haircut has even worked for us before. So you need to look at what you're trying to do. If you're just trying to make money off it, then personally, the most traction you'll get is if you offer a cash prize. That's what I've found over the time, or a holiday. I mean, I was quite lucky because some of my friends have apartments and condos and villas on Airbnb, and I used to sort of look after them for them and charge them 10% a month. But what I do now is if they want me to rent out their Airbnb, I just take the list of all the people I generate and I get them to give a week away in a quiet time of the year. So it's just knowing people. You could even, I even used to do it a couple of years ago. I used to actually ring up the big hotels like even the Hiltons and that in various countries and just say to them, look, I can run a competition for you. We'll split the leads. You offer up one night's accommodation in your hotel. I used to speak to the marketing people and just literally emailing and phoning up lots of different companies. It's just persistence, and eventually you'll be very surprised at how many people will actually give in. But you need to have our agency version of the software to do that, to run it for other people. But that's what the reason we're bringing out the agency, because there is a massive scope and potential for doing that for other people, and it's just persistence at the end of the day, just ringing up, asking many people. Eventually people would be quite surprised how many people will want you to run a competition for them just to collect the leads and share it. At the end of it, that's part of what the deal was with me. I always used to say, yeah, I'll do it, we'll split the leads, we'll both get a copy of the leads at the end of the competition and they have to put the prize up. Will that help?
Okay, cool. Just been asked in relation to that. There's a couple of sort of similar questions. It's about, is the agency version available yet? What's the common prices to be charging clients? So they're kind of related.
The agency version, like I said, guys, what I would really recommend, the agency version, I can't put an exact date on it. We're looking at the 20th of August, but just keep an eye out in your emails, because what we're going to do, me and Richard will run a webinar probably in about a week from now. And it'll basically be a webinar showing you all the features of the agency. It'll have all the pricings in there of how we're going to do it, and it'll have all the tricks and all the tips in there as well. So just keep your eyes out for a webinar. We'll run it in about a week from now, maybe 10 days, and it'll be probably a day before we launch it. And it's only going to be going to you guys who've bought Leadin. We're not putting it out to anybody else to begin with. It's only going to be you guys, so we can give you better support as well. It's basically just for you guys to begin with, and eventually down the line we will release it properly, but we're going to offer it up. So you guys will be part of the first batch of testing really as well. Well, it'll be tested, but you'll be there to help us with the support.
Okay, cool. I suppose that'll be the time where you'll cover stuff like charging clients and
yeah, absolutely. I mean, because there isn't, it's very difficult to broadly like say what you should be doing for certain clients. If you've got a massive multinational conglomerate like the Hilton, I'm sure you can charge them a lot more than what you're going to charge your local beauty salon, which I know that I did. But it's basically just finding that where you're at and your local as well. It depends where you're actually based. Obviously, if you're based in Norway, you're going to be charging a lot more than what if you're going to be based in India. So it's very, very difficult to put an actual price on anything. It's just looking at, personally, what I've always done is search the internet locally and just looked at what other people were doing, and then actually even speaking to people and saying, how much did you pay for that competition? Or I'll do it cheaper for you if you want. And just going in and undercutting people, you know. I spoke to so many people when I used to do this all the time, constantly on email to people, and you get a lot of people, you get a lot of knockbacks, but you just keep going at it, and eventually you will find people that want to work with you.
Okay, cool. Is there a Facebook group for Leadin?
There will be. We're just in the point now. Holly's just building that, I think. So again, guys, if you just keep an eye out all the time, we'll be constantly sending emails out to you, probably at least 1 or 2 a week. Just keep an eye out, and once everything's up and running, you'll get the latest emails letting you know when the Facebook page is ready, when the communities are ready, and yeah, it's all happening, but it's just going to take a little bit of time at the moment.
Okay, brilliant. Right, just scrolling up again to get another question. This is from a while ago, so I apologise I didn't get to this one, but we've been doing all sorts of things. So it says, Neil says, I've never run competitions, but will do at some point. I bought Leadin initially for the rewards aspect as an alternative to the typical lead magnet opt-in page approach. Can you give any tips with regard to using it this way to get viral traffic or more opt-ins?
Okay, yeah. Would you be using it as a competition, or did you want to use it just as a reward? If you've got a reward, I mean, I don't actually know what you're doing there, but let's say, for example, I don't know, maybe you're into internet marketing, and maybe you have a product and you want to get people on board buying that product. So what you could do is you run a reward that offers 5% off. Even with CPA offers, if you're just doing affiliate marketing, you can offer a reward that gives 5% off, and then many people are going to come along. You could actually whack the price up before you do that anyway, so you're not actually losing any money. Just offer everybody 5% off. That's one way of getting viral traffic to it. What we did with the rewards is basically, if we run a competition, say to win, we ran one to win a copy of Leadin, which was worth quite a lot of money for the full package. It was worth a few $100s. So when it was finished, what you would do is we used our own, in the pro version, we've got our own email service that will email everybody out. So rather than people just emailing to the people who've won the competition, which is what a lot of people do, I learned a lot of years ago that people are missing a trick there. What you should be doing is emailing to everybody. So you've got, say you had 1,000 people enter your competition, or let's just say 100 people enter the competition. There's only one winner. If you send an email to that winner, okay, they know about it. But if you send an email to all 100 that entered it saying, thank you for entering the competition, please visit this web page, you've then still got control of these people. So they get them to the web page, everybody's going to go to see if they've won it, because that's just human nature. Once they're there, you can say, okay, this is the lucky winner. Thanks to everyone for entering. By the way, if you were not lucky enough, here is a 20% off voucher. Here is another offer, blah, blah, blah. Or here is another chance to win again, and get them to enter the competition again, get the viral circle going again. Just keep the people engaged all the time. So that's my main bit of advice I'll give to anybody, is if you do run a competition, don't lose the people that have entered in it, because they were interested in winning something. So even if they haven't won, offer them something again, offer them a reward. Like, that's what we've done with the rewards. Like, if the software, we said, okay, we didn't win it this time, but go to reward, here's a 20% off voucher if you want to buy it. That's the way we've been using rewards. Okay, hope that helps. You there, Alex?
Sorry, I had myself on mute and forgot to unclick it. It's user error. Hang on a second.
I was worried then. I thought you left me alone.
No, I haven't left you on your own. Don't be scared. Right, okay. Got a couple here. Is there a tutorial on the API settings? I have a CRM system I will be using, and I have different groups within the CRM.
Richard has done a video on the API settings, so I will make sure that gets added into the members area. So keep a lookout for that. What we'll probably do with this, to all the guys that are on the webinar, we'll probably, we'll probably send an email out saying that here's a link to the API settings to everybody anyway. But we'll add it into the members area somewhere. I don't think it's in there yet. I'll just have a quick look.
Okay, cool. Right. While you're looking at that, I'll just ask a couple of bits as well, because there's still a few more to go.
Yeah.
Looking at time, we're okay, so that's cool. If a competition is posted somewhere like in a blog, and then the competition ends, someone clicks on it a week or two later, what is shown? Is there like a sorry, this competition is over, or something else?
Yes, it does say it's like a checkered flag comes up, and they won't let them enter it, and it just tells them that competition has now ended. You can actually define whether you want to show them how many entries were done or not. But yeah, it basically, well, it stays there. The competition will still be there, but it just won't allow anybody to do anything. It just sits there.
Okay. Follow up for that one then. Can you put a redirect on it? So obviously they've gone there, they see it's shut, and it goes somewhere else.
Good question. I've not tried. Do you mean by putting a redirect on it on the leading? Are you talking about the leading URL, or are you talking about?
I assume so. Yeah, I assume so. That's Christy. I mean, if you want to elaborate a bit, then by all means do so.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think we've got anything in place that can do that at the moment, because you'd have to be setting it up on our server to do the redirect, and we haven't got that option. I know that. So it's something we could look at, whether there is a way around it. Yeah, good question. Good question. Let me go away and in the next webinar or in the tutorials, I'll get an answer to people about that.
Yeah, I was going to say, Christy, yeah, we'll leave it and see what they come back with. Okay, cool. What else have I got? Right, let's come back to these because these are from a while ago, actually. This is great potential to use this platform for more permanent and continuous engagement schemes. Think the Starbucks loyalty program. Are you looking at these opportunities?
Well, absolutely, yeah. We're doing this for the long term. This is not some sort of short-term IM product that we've just created quickly to forget about. We're looking at doing long-term things just like that. Yeah, absolutely, 100%, 100%.
Brilliant.
Especially with the agency version. That's why we're doing the agency version. So you guys can, if you buy the agency, you can go off and you can go and approach your local franchises, anything like that, and you really could do quite well out of it. Even like bars and clubs where people are needing people to come in. I mean, it's endless, really, what you can offer with it.
Okay, cool. Just getting rid of the ones I've answered because there's a lot of them in here. So, right. Well, that's more of a Tom. I've sort of put the help desk in there for you for that because that's quite a techie question at the beginning. Be better suited for that so we don't lose you and we can look after you properly. But you've also asked, when is your training going to include content of videos and indexing?
And indexing, sorry.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure. If you want to elaborate on that, Tom, that'd be great. Okay, how would you add people to your Facebook page in order to private message them later?
How would you add people to your Facebook page? Well, the competition just goes onto an existing Facebook fan page that somebody must have. So I'm not an expert in Facebook fan pages. I would expect you already have some sort of, yeah, good question. I don't know. I actually don't know the answer to that.
Okay.
We'll have a look at it.
I'll make a note of that one.
To one of our Facebook gurus and they might have an answer for you, but I can't answer that, I'm afraid.
Right, I've written that down for now. Are these competitions from CPA or affiliate sites, or where do you get them to run them?
Yeah, good question. The ones I've always run mostly have been from private deals with people, but you could run, in theory. What I've done the other day is ask them to change the way that I'll see if I can show you this. Actually, I've got a test account with WowTrack. I don't know if you guys have heard of WowTrack. These are quite good. These guys, I've got a test account with these guys at the moment. So these guys will actually give you competitions, and they give you like CPA payments for it. So I'm just going to this test one. Hopefully I can show you this working now. I've not tried this actually. I've changed leading the other day. I spoke to the developers, and what I got them to do was to amend when you're creating a competition. Sorry, what we'll do, we'll just use the one I've created already. Hopefully I can get this working now for you guys with a bit of luck. This is all theory in my head, by the way. What we're looking at now is you're actually seeing this live. I've not had a chance to test this yet. So it could be quite fun if it works. Okay, so let's edit the one we've created. And what we're going to do, go to WowTrack. Let's just find an offer. Sorry if it's going a bit slow, this, but I'll just find some prize draw or a freebie. Should be okay. Okay, let's, for example, so I'll explain this. If you guys don't know what Wowchuck are, these guys, they allow you to sign up with them, and as long as you give them a reason why you want to promote an offer. You see these here that says £1.10, so that's about just £1.20, it's just short of $2. So if you did the OfferX one, let's just find one that looks more realistic. Yeah, that's okay. OfferX, Morrison's. This is a UK supermarket. Just let me agree to these terms and conditions and see if it allows me to promote this straight away. Okay, cool. Yeah, so it's giving this one straight away. So what these guys are saying is they'll give, there's £1,000 Morrison's voucher they'll give away, and it's only a first page submit. So this is ideal actually for doing this sort of offer. So they're giving you £1.20 per person. Pretty good. So we go and look at the landing page, and all they're saying is a first page submit. So someone lands on this page, just click on it. So that's what it would look like when £1,000 of Morrison's vouchers, and all they have to do is to fill in this information here and click register. You will get paid £1.20, which is about $1.80 for every person. Closing date is 17th of November. So what I'll just quickly do, let's see if we can get this to work. This really is live testing. So go back to our leading competition. What we want in here is our snippet. So at the top, we'll have add creative. Oh no, sorry, it's the main there. So what we'll do, we'll just take the affiliate link from here, put that into here. Actually, what I'll do, 2 seconds, I need to get code for that. Sorry about that. Like I said, this is live. Just test this.
Just while you're doing that as well, I'll ask some of the sort of the easier.
Keep giving me some questions across, because I'm gonna have a go with it. See if I can do it live for everybody and see.
Yeah, sure, no worries. I think we've already said this, but any idea what agency will cost?
I honestly, off the top of my head, I've not discussed it with Richard yet, but it won't be astronomical, I can promise you that much. It'll be very, very, very reasonable. But like I said, if you keep watching your emails, within a week, we'll have all that boxed off and everything. So just keep watching your emails and we'll have everything out to you as soon as possible.
Cool. Are you okay to take questions while you're doing that, or do you need to?
Yeah, fire away, man. Yeah, no problem.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Leadin only supports 4 autoresponders. What about if we want to integrate another one? How do we set it up?
Okay, if you tell us which one it is, we're looking at building in. We've actually got 5 at the moment, but we've actually got a list now. We've got about 9 on the list. What we've done is people who've been requesting other autoresponders, as long as the autoresponder has an API that we can integrate with, then we are looking to bring them on board. But we're doing it in the order of how popular they've been requested. The most popular at the moment is Sendy, I think, was the most popular. So that'll be coming pretty soon, probably within a week. Sendy will be added in. Then every week after that, there'll be another one getting added in. But like I said, it's only been done on the most popular ones that have been asked for. So if you want to submit a support ticket saying which autoresponder it is that you would like adding, it will be put into the list, and then we'll go from there.
Cool. Right, what makes Prizefinder sites successful? Why will people enter so many competitions? Would they be good targeted leads?
Great question, absolutely great question. The people in the Prizefinder, they've been around for so long, that company, they've had the website up for so long. So yeah, a lot of people enter there. You would find that they are actually people who would just enter a competition for the sake of entering a competition. They just want to win something for free. Some of the people are like that, but you will also find that people, because they're quite well ranked in Google Prizefinder, and if you do you're looking for a niche competition, they will actually still appear for people searching for them sort of niche competitions as well. So they provide both types of people. Really, the people that are just entering competitions all the time are the ones that I try to monetize. So once they've entered and they give me the details, then that's when I would show them the monetization. If there were people that you're wanting for like a niche market, those are the ones that you want to try and make it viral, because the chances are the people in their circles will be some of them will be of the similar sort of ilk. So yeah, it's a good question. But Prizefinder they've been around for so long. They've just got, if you go in to Google and put prize competitions online UK, I'm pretty sure they'll be one of the top searches that comes up.
Just quick, can I get another check on the audio? I've had a couple of people saying it dropped out a bit. So, it's got it back. That's cool. It's all right. It's already said. Hopefully that wasn't for too long. Sorry about that. Right. What's the difference between contests and rewards?
The competitions and contests are where you will actually win something, like a piece of software, or you'll win a cash prize or something like that. A reward would be something where you just want to give someone like a money off voucher or something like that, not so much as a physical type prize, if you like. Or you could offer them an hour of your coaching or something along those sort of lines. And the rewards, the setups, you can give more away as well. It's just the rewards will help drive more people to your site, really. But the competition is bigger.
Are the cash contests, gift cards best to offer for engagement or actual product giveaways?
Product, I would say 100%. Yeah, cash, you would find a lot of people who enter the cash ones are people who are just wanting to win something for nothing. That's what I found over the years, really. I mean, at first I got excited by running £20 prizes and getting a lot of people coming, but you found that you couldn't really engage with them as well as you could with other people. If you're doing something that's a certain niche, you will get a lot more engagement from people that are looking at that.
Okay, cool. Is there a tally count for individuals so you can see how many entries one person has done?
Yep, absolutely. Yep. We'll show you that in 2 seconds. Just let me.
That's fine. I'm just firing them off while because they're still coming in quite fast, and So.
It's no problem, mate. No problem. What I'm going to do, because I haven't got an image for that one there, I'm just going to use this image from another competition just so you can see how it works with WildTrack. I just realised that it's actually better to use the one that's there. Otherwise, I'd have had to save the image, upload it to a server. It's just going to take me a long time, so I don't want to do that. I'm cheating, really. I'm going to use an image that was already in there. To put this down.
Can you put the competition on a fan page timeline instead of the tab so that you can boost the post?
No, not. You can do it by doing the way I did it before, which you could see on here. What you literally have to do on the timeline. I just posted a link as you would anywhere else. So you get a link to the competition, which brings in the URL of where it's at. I just put checking out the competition. So that's one way of doing it. You just literally paste it in. But if you want it to be done automatically via the API, it will create its own tab and drop the whole competition onto there. So that's the option. I mean, what you saw there again from me was we were actually hosting it on a WordPress site elsewhere, so the link goes to another WordPress site. If you didn't have a website and you wanted to do it, you can actually just put our leading link there. So that would be, I'll show you that in a second. Just bear with me, I'll get that to in a second. So what if you don't have a website, you would just take this URL, so it would be our leading one, and you put the link into that, and then when someone clicks on it, it's going to take them to a page just like this. So it's just a plain page with a competition on it. There's no website around it or anything. Okay, hopefully I'm going to try and show you something now. I've never, like I said, I've never tried this. It was just an idea that came up to my head before. Let's edit. Prize. Okay, I'm hoping now what will happen on here is I've used one of the Wow Track competitions. So, sorry, we'd already entered this one, hadn't we? What would happen here is if the voucher, I mean, you could just put anything you wanted in there, saying win a Tesco voucher, and as soon as one person just logs into here, they don't even need to make an entry action. This would pop up which says win £300 of Tesco vouchers, and when they click on that, it would take them to the Wow Track offer. So then anyone filling in the details here, you would then get paid £1.20 or whatever. At the moment, because I'm in Thailand at the moment, it's geo-specific, so it's not going to show up while I'm in Thailand anyway, so it's going to be difficult for me to show you anything. But you can see how these would work. You would basically go into here. Let's just do it. Let's just do it instead of talking about it.
While you're doing that with the Tesco thing, it says if we use the Tesco voucher, any legal right infringement?
Not if you're giving one away, no. No, not at all. They give vouchers to do what you want with, so no, there won't be any issues with that. So let's just put some text in here. So enter your details to begin competition.
While you're doing that as well, I've had a question about comparing to, there's similar competition apps out there, just to compare them to them, why Leadin is, what it is compared to things like Wildfire, Viral, things like that.
Oh, you want me to compare it?
Yeah, just in the sense of, what I mean, you're kind of showing it, but I've been asked the question, so I'm passing it on.
Yeah, I think what I'll do, the best way for doing that, rather than me reeling off stuff off the top of my head, is actually just, we did do like a table showing it compared with a couple of other ones. So I'll go to the table and show you that in a little bit.
Okay, just quick as I can have another test for audio. If you can put a yes if you can hear me. Obviously, if you can't, I won't get any yeses.
Can you hear me? Yes.
Okay, there's right. Okay, fine. Cheers, thanks for that.
Obviously, you will make this much neater than what I'm doing for you at the moment, but it's just to give you some idea as to a way of using a site like. There's loads of sites like this anyway, like WildChat. There's more than WildChat do this sort of stuff, but WildChat seems very good at authorizing you. And if you have a problem, you always get an affiliate development manager, which you can see mine is Heather. They always give you their Skype number, the phone number, and then just talk to them. If they don't authorize you, just contact them and say why. I think as long as you're honest with them, tell them what you're trying to do, pretty good really. So what we were looking for here was Tesco, wasn't it?
Is Wild Track in the States? I've been asked.
Yeah, you can see the countries. It's all over the world.
Yeah.
There's a lot of UK offers in Wild Track, but there's also a lot of American ones. If you wait 2 minutes, I'll show you that as well.
That's fine, mate. Yeah, that's good. Good. Quick one here as well. Like, what's the take on incentivizing shares on Facebook? Because it seems to be against Facebook terms of service.
Incentivizing shares.
You know, when you sort of say, "Hey, share this and you'll win this," that sort of thing.
Yeah, I've never looked. Good question again. I'll have to speak to our.
I'll make a note of that one for you. No problem.
Yeah, I don't know the answer.
I'm sure it's in the wording. It's in the way you can't sort of say, "Hey, there's certain things you can't say," so you're all right.
Yeah. Well, they authorised it. They knew what we were doing. We had to jump through a lot of hoops to get to where we were at. It wasn't something that happened overnight. It took us 3 months of backwards and forwards negotiations with Facebook to get given the API. It's not something anyone can just ring up and say, right, I want an API that logs into Facebook. We had to go and change ours to a secure server. We had to do many things. So they knew what we were doing. We've shown them everything inside out. So I don't think we're going against any of their terms and services. So yeah, I can't understand that we would be, to be quite honest with you.
Okay, brilliant.
Okay, so I think hopefully this is the Tesco one. Yeah. Okay, so this is what I've used here. So at the moment, I've used this Tesco voucher, which again, it's a first page submit with £300 of Tesco vouchers. I can only show you it this way because I'm in Thailand at the moment. When it's not a live offer, it's geo specific and it's only open to the UK residents, is this one. So this is what they will get taken to this page here. But at the moment, this is so what I've done, I've just made this very simple, very simple. Unfortunately, yeah, I need to do some work on this. Because I'd already logged into this competition once, it's showing the actual snippet below, so I'd have to create a new competition for this to work properly.
Okay, well, I've got a few more questions. I mean, got quite a few people still on the call. Been going for about an hour and 15 now. So.
It's only 2 minutes for me to create a new one. I'll just create a new one.
Yeah, no, cool. I'll just give you a time chat, that's all.
To be honest, I want to see it working for myself as much as anything. So.
You want to prove it in front of
Yeah, but it's something I came up with the other day, and I asked the developers to change it, and they've done it. So I was going to test it tomorrow. I may as well do it now. If people don't mind watching me test something. Yeah, fire any emails out you have. It's no problem. Any questions? So.
How are winners picked in the pro version if there's an equal amount of points collected?
It's just done at random. If you had 10 people all that collected 1 point, then it would just chuck all the 10 into one bin and it would pull one name out.
Okay, cool. Do you use unique URLs for sharing so you can track referrals?
As in, which URL are we talking about?
I'm guessing it's the
leading URL.
So you can see where they came from.
Yeah, well, I'll show you all that in a minute when I'm going to go to the contacts once I've done this. I mean, if people want me to do that now quickly, I can take diverse away from this. But I was just on that test. So.
Tom's just shared as well. He says when we were talking about not being able to incentivize, it's to do with incentivize Facebook likes, not about sharing a competition. Tom's just come in and said that. So thanks, Tom.
Okay, thanks, Tom. Yeah, it's a bit out of my remit, that one again. Sorry about that.
I've got one here as well about how do you set up. I know it's slightly disjointed to what you're doing, but I'll say it while I'm here. Can you show how to set up the emails to losers and winners? Is that just within your own mailing provider, I assume?
Sorry, just say that again. Sorry, mate.
How do you set up the emails to the losers and the winners?
Okay, yeah, I'll go in there and I'll show you how you do that. Yeah. Okay, so what we need is. So as you can see there, if you come into WowTrack, it actually gives you, for certain competitions, the code to put in. So this little snippet of code here, you just copy that simply, that little 2 lines, and it will produce this banner for you. So back into Leading Comp. So what I'm going to do is just set this to 0. So all that they're going to do now is request someone to actually log in. And as soon as we've collected their details, it should then reveal the competition. This is what I'm hoping anyway. Like I said, this is a live test, by the way. If this works, you'll see how powerful this is, because then you can actually start using other people's competitions. Oh, sorry, it's the wrong one again. Idiot. Okay, for some reason it's not working. Okay, I'm going to have to go back and speak to them because it's revealing it too early now. What I wanted it to do was just as soon as someone submitted their email or logged in with Facebook or logged in with Twitter, it would then really reveal the voucher below it. That's what I'm trying to get it to do. So hopefully in the next day or so, that will be working. So that way, what you could do, you could actually just put a little comment here about anybody else's competition. You could go find a competition on the internet and you could use their competitions. So if you found someone that was doing a competition to win £5,000, you're going to get a lot of leads to that. See, it's going to be a big prize. Very powerful if you can run other people's competitions using our software. Let's go back to the questions that you just had. There was a couple before.
Yeah, sure, right. I had, I've got one that says, besides building a list, any sort of idea to associate with a CPA offer, can we integrate both? So I assume, like, do you have to collect the email lists?
Sorry, just say that again. Sorry, I didn't hear them.
Besides building a list,
yeah,
any sort of idea to associate it with a CPA offer?
Yeah, well, yeah, that's what I've kind of done before. If you can find something, when you talk about CPA offer, are you looking at just specifics within a certain niche, or are you looking at just randomly going and plucking things from ClickBank or Commission Junction affiliate window? It's doable, definitely 100%, but I'd probably need more info. If you want to, whoever raised a question there, if they wanted to raise a support ticket and just mention my name on it and just sort of elaborate a little bit as to what they're after, I'll have a chat with you about that, because there's too much to try and explain now quickly. It's doable, yeah, but there's lots of different options, and I need to just understand a little bit more as to what you're trying to do with it. But yeah, happy to help.
Okay, cool.
As you can see here, the test account we've had.
Yeah, go on, sorry.
I want to quickly show the guys. This is a test account we've had here that we've just been playing with. So you can see, before I was in Nottingham last week, and I'm now in Bangkok. So it tells you where they've actually entered the competition from. You've got the social data. So this was a Facebook entry. So as time goes on, you can build up a social profile of people. You might see that they're using more often they use Facebook, or more often they use Twitter. And what we're also going to do with you is we're going to segment this as well. So you'll see this is all going to change. You're going to see what competitions they've been entering. So it will say things like if you're running things for health and beauty, or if then you're running competitions for, I don't know, supplements, totally separate to that, you then get a better idea as to what people were actually entering for, and you could target those people more specifically with your offers that you want to offer them. But just to get an example here of what, this is me just logging in now. You can see it's telling you exactly where I am. But this is going to be built up even more as well. So as time goes on, you'll see everything that this one person, I use my Facebook account, so you can see here that I've done 20 actions already. 20 for this competition and 3 for this competition. And this will build up over time for a social profile of people. And you can go in and export these straight to CSV, and then it'll import it to any of your standard autoresponders such as Enterspire or anybody like that. And it will be segmented with this area as well. So it's going to be quite powerful as time goes on. We're going to be building more into this back end, the CMS system. But like I said, it's a time thing at the moment. There was someone else wanting to know about emails, I think, before. Was that correct?
Yeah, sending winning and losing emails.
Yeah, pretty simple, because what we've actually done, you don't need to have your own SMTP service or anything for that, because we've actually integrated our own. We've got I think we've got 8 or 10 different accounts that are rotating constantly. So all you need to do is to come into here in the Pro section. We've put at the bottom, these are your variables you can use. So if you put any of these variables into the email, so you've got loser name, winner name, competition /name /reward name, or competition /reward end date. So you just type your email as you would do any other email you're going to send out. You can put anything in here. So what I would put is saying, thanks for entering into, then it's got the competition name. You've got hi, the loser name. So what I would do is click here for all the losers. Sorry, I have to put the settings in the dashboard first. Sorry, I'll show you that. Sorry, I jumped the gun a bit.
Just real quick while you're doing that, the social profiles next to the names, is that how they've entered? Is that why some have got 1, some have got none against their names in the entries?
Yes, I'll go back and have a look at that in a second.
Okay, no problem.
Right, so what you've got in here is a thing called user settings. So you have to set in here what the email is that you want to go out from. So when the competition's over, you need to put in here. So if I was running one for Leadin, for example, I would probably put Leadin competition as the name. That's what would appear in the people's email when it comes in. Then the email would be info@Leadin, and a message like, now this is also used, this bit here is also used for when you do a refer a friend, and that's why it's asking for the message here. The bit it's only going to pull now from is these 2 top bits, but I need to put this in as well just in case we were doing the refer a friend bit, because it would take this bit from here. So see now it allows me to do it because I've told them which email it wants to be sent from, and that will just come out from our SMTP. So, but hi loser name, hi winner name. I put the same email in both, to be quite honest with you, just saying thanks for your entry into whatever the competition's called. Then put something along the lines of visit the winners page to see if you are the lucky winner. Just take that out. This is not. This was just a template that was left in there. We shouldn't actually change some of this, to be honest with you. what I've done there, I've just made them both exactly the same, and that's what will be sent out to somebody. So everyone who had entered it, once it's set to automated, you just save that now. When the competition ends, those people, everybody will be sorry, I didn't put an end date and start date, but once the competition had ended, everybody would be emailed. It would pick the winner automatically, and the winner would be sent the same email as the losers. They go to a page, and you reveal the winner on the page, and extra offers or anything else. You've still got control of everyone who's entered it then, you see. Okay, how are we for questions?
Cool. Yeah, we've got a couple more questions. It's kind of wrapping up a bit by the looks of it, so I will fly through these. What is a good way to see what other competitions are doing well out there? Is there like US, UK, Australia? Is there somewhere you can sort of see to copy, like ideas?
Great competition. Yeah, good question. Good competitions. Well, I always look at the ones that are, I think on some of the submission sites, let's just go to the prize finder now, actually. Oh, let's pick a different one. Why don't we just try a different site? So let's just have a look at one of the American ones here.
And there's also that social question that I did ask, but I forgot to go back to it.
Sorry, what was the other question, Alex?
Where the names that have entered have got different social data next to them. Is that just a case of where they've shared it, where they've entered it, or?
Let's have a look.
See how some have got Facebook, some have got Twitter.
Yeah. That's telling you how they entered. So that we've got icons for everything there. So you're going to have Instagram. As this is only a test account, it's very limited to what we've been doing. So I've been sailing through things very quickly. So you would see as time went on, if you ran a competition for a couple of months, you would probably have some people maybe have 6, 7, 8 different icons in here because they would have used Instagram, Pinterest, Tumblr, Twitter, Facebook, etc., email. So this is what we would socially profile with people, because some people you maybe just see using Facebook, and some would just use Twitter, some would start using everything. So you can then start to target the people exactly through Facebook, for example. If you saw a lot of people were just using Facebook, then you could just run some Facebook ads. Yeah, so if we're looking for competitions,
do the entry pages meet AdWords requirements? I've been asked.
Sorry, say that.
Entry pages. Do the entry pages meet AdWords requirements?
The entry page, as in,
like the landing where you'd send them to enter the competition.
Yeah, because you're not displaying AdWords until after they've entered it anyway. So it's irrelevant. You're not forcing somebody to do something. It's not. I've never had a problem with it. I've been using it for 5 years, cool. So I've never had a problem with it.
Sorry, not AdSense, PPC.
Oh, okay. Like I said, I did all mine with all mine was done with free traffic, so I wouldn't know without looking at it. But something we can look at for you, no problem. We can have a look at that.
All right.
Yeah, I'm sure. Without looking now, I think some of these do say which are have the most entries on. If you go to some of these submission sites, so that's the way I would see which ones are doing well. But you will find, to be honest with you, anything that's a holiday, anything that's cash, they always seem to be doing a lot better than the other ones. They do get a lot of entries, so it's probably difficult.
Right, we've got literally just a couple of questions left now. So we've got. Back to the unique URLs one. Do you get unique URLs for sharing so you can track referrals unique to the contestants?
So, unique URL. Sorry, I don't quite get that question. Sorry about that.
So when they share it, if someone was to share the competition like you asked them to, does it show who shared it?
No, I would need to understand what they're talking about sharing. Sharing the leading URL, is sharing their own homepage URL, sharing on the Facebook. What we talking?
Okay, if you can elaborate on that one, then that's cool.
That's one that I don't understand.
Can the social share buttons with? Oh, that's kind of on the same thing. So hang on, I missed that one out. So that's been elaborated. I've been asked a few times about that spreadsheet of submission sites, but you're going to talk to Richard about that, right?
Yeah.
And then,
I mean, that
get it out to people.
It will be given away over time, to be quite honest with you. But we did do a deal with some of the people on the pro version, I think. But I need to just speak to Richard and find out how we're going to go about that. I mean, I'm happy for people to share it because I mean, it's just years and years of me trawling the web and finding sites, so it's just saving people time. I mean, you could do it themselves anyway. It's nothing that I've paid for to get that. It's just something I created myself, so it's doable. So I don't mind giving it away to people. So I just need to speak with Richard and find out for certain that we can.
I've got, what's the hosted form setting box for? I assume that's when you were in setting it all up. Hosted form setting.
Hosted form setting. Good question. Was that when I was in editing something?
I think it's when you were setting that competition up a minute ago.
Hosted form setting.
Oh, in the autoresponder part. Autoresponder settings is in there.
Here, this bit. Sorry, I don't really understand where I was talking about there.
Oh, I'm watching now. No, hang on. I'm getting fed the info. In the autoresponder. So in the contacts. Maybe?
No, it's in the start, yeah. So we're talking about in the profile settings here. And the hosted form. Okay, yeah, sorry. Yeah, that's easy enough. That's basically, you would put in here your hosted form settings. So if you go into get response and you just set up a standard form to collect data, so you would have like email, name, in get response or Aweber, MailChimp, constant contact, active campaign, any of those, there is an option to do that where you set up a web form collection. You just copy the HTML that they give you. If you paste it in here, then this automatically integrates with your autoresponder. So anyone you collect in here will automatically get imported into get response. And what we're doing now, we're building APIs into here as well. So you know when you're in, I can show people. I'll go into my get response account and quickly show you that so you can see it working. Okay, so when you're creating a form in here.
While you're doing this, I've just been asked why set up a web form if this software collects the name and email?
Because some people want it in their own autoresponder. So it's depending on what people want to do with it. We're just giving the option for everybody so everybody's happy. So if you wanted to do it, like personally, I wouldn't bother with this method because I don't trust that they're actually importing them all in anyway. I would export them to a CSV from our own CMS in the back end, and I would actually import them into something like Interspire. But some people don't want to do that. They just want to just put in the code here and then let the system do it for them. So it's just to keep everybody happy, really. And that's what with the API here is the same thing. So I'm just going to quickly show you what it is. I mean, it's not a big deal. It's very simple. So you get a form here. If I do use template. Sorry, it's a wrong bit. Sorry. Oh no, save and publish. No, so there, you can see this is the code I've just created then to collect a name and address. You just copy that and paste it into this part here. But the other option that we've got now is that we're building in the APIs, which is a much better way of doing it, really. So if we look in here, sorry, dashboard. Integration.
Just to clarify why you're doing that as well, that the thing about the social sharing, about the unique URL.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's basically saying when a contest entrant, this is from David, actually put it in good words so I don't have to think. It says when a contest entrant shares the contest, is the URL they share via email or otherwise linked or unique to them? So it can be tracked and they get points for sharing it or not.
Great question. That's a really good question. I don't think it is, but I'll need to speak with Richard about that and also the developers. But as far as I know, it's not, but it should be. It should be a way of tracking that. So yeah, that's a really good question. Yeah, thanks for that. We'll look at that and we'll get back to you with an answer on the next webinar. But here, I just took the API for get response. So if you just paste that in there and save it, it then automatically just links straight into get response. Yeah, sorry I couldn't answer the question before about which competitions were doing well and which ones weren't, but I do think if you do look across the internet, all the different submission sites, some of them, I'm sure I've seen it before, some show the top competitions, but you will always do well with
I'm pretty sure they do.
Okay, have we got any more questions, Alex?
No, that's actually apart from like just saying about the fact that the unique URL would be a good thing. It's the basis of Upfire, which is obviously that thing. So we'll talk about that. That's good.
Yeah, it's a really good question. That. Okay, well.
And I've got one more. Just said, are there any more cool features being added soon?
We're going to be adding features all the time to this. At the moment, our main focus has been getting the agency version ready. So that has obviously took precedence because we want to get that up and running to people. Because we've had so many people saying they want to use the agency version because they can see the potential with it. That's been our main focus. So as soon as that's out of the way, we're obviously building the surveys module, which will come on board. But we're always looking to bring new features on, and we will be constantly. Every 2 or 3 weeks, we're doing patches and putting extra pieces into the software. So if you ever have any ideas or anything you want to suggest, then it's worth suggesting because we will look at everything. And if it's something we can do, we will implement it. So if you have any cool ideas yourselves, but feel free to send a support ticket in with what it is you'd like to see or if it's possible. And we're always looking at it. We're constantly looking at upgrading it and making it get better and better and better as time goes on. It's something that will always happen. So yeah, feel free to let us know of anything you want to see in it.
Okay, cool. I've got people saying great, good training.
Cool. Yeah. Well, like I said, we hope to do this on quite a regular basis, guys. So we're here. We're very open. You want anything from us, we're here to help, and we'd like to learn from you guys as well. So in future, we'd like to know what things are working, which things aren't, and let's build up a community so we can all do well out of this together.
Okay, cool. I'll just final ones. I'm going to sort of like wind down the questions today because people have asked a couple of last-minute ones. But one is, when does the affiliate program go live?
I can stay on for longer. It's cool with me. I'm in no rush to do anything.
When does the affiliate program go live?
The affiliate program, yeah, it's all in place. I think that's a question for Richard, unfortunately, because he's been looking after that with the devs. But as far as I understand, it's tracking it now. So that would mean if somebody's running a competition, anybody is running one of our competitions using Leadin, and someone comes across and clicks on this, if you look down the bottom of my screen, I don't know whether you can see that, but it says Leadin IODAP $A equals 4. 4 being that this was the 4th account that we set up, so we know that this would be an affiliate to me. So if someone came and entered a competition on my site and then clicked on this button, it's taking them to the early bird page at the moment. But what we'll do, we'll open this up to the sales page soon, and it will track every person's link. So anybody who runs a competition will get paid. For anyone who buys a software from the link on their page, yeah, that's going to happen in the next week or so. It's in place to work now, as you can see. We just need to open this up onto the sales page.
Cool, great. And final one I've got up here at the moment is: can we split test landing pages and thank you pages?
Great question. Again, that's be one for Richard to answer because he's been doing the split testing for us. I'm more of a hands-on sort of comp guy than that side of stuff. So yeah, try and get on the next webinar. I'll make sure Richard answers that. But yeah, it's something that we should be doing if we aren't already started it. So yeah, it's definitely.
Well, I've deliberately taken notes of anything that good ideas and stuff like that, so we can definitely talk about that.
Yeah, I'll just say
and that's me all questioned out.
Right, so. Great stuff, Alex. Yeah, great stuff. But yeah, anyone that's come on today, just keep an eye out for the emails, because we will be running these, and as time goes on, there'll be much more information gets put out. We'll show you things that have worked, things that haven't worked. I'm really sorry that I've not been around a lot, but I've had a few personal problems that I've been trying to deal with. But hopefully, if that gets ironed out in the next week or so, then I can really concentrate a lot more and give a lot more input and a lot more value to everything. But I'm just sorry the last couple of weeks I've not been around much. But hopefully there's some light at the end of the tunnel with that, so I might be around from next month full time, so that'll be good. Yeah, so thanks to everyone for coming and watching the webinar tonight. Like I said, any issues, any questions, if you need any help with anything, just raise a support ticket and we will definitely get around to you. We try and look after that 24/7, but as you can imagine, sometimes it's quite busy. But yeah, if you raise a support ticket, it will get looked at within 48 hours, definitely. Anything else, Alex?
No, that's it. Just lots of people saying thank you. So thank you very much for coming.
Well, thanks to everyone. And like I said, the agency webinar will be one to jump on, guys. Even if you're not thinking of buying it, definitely come and have a look at the agency version of it, because there will be some really cool features in that. And anyone who's not got the pro version, it's probably worth having. Especially, I'm looking to speak to Richard. We'll get all these submission sites sent out to everyone who's got the pro version anyway, and then look at giving everyone else it over a drip feed sort of time. Okay, guys, thanks for coming along.
Thanks a lot, guys.
In a few weeks. Cheers now.